Hey, Nick Nax. It's Nikki again. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? Why I always lose everything? I just lose everything. I ain't gonna tell nobody. I ain't got no pockets on my pants, so anyway. Girl, it been a good old Saturday. I've been off work all week. I go back Monday. I'm just coming to chill, give y'all a little story time. I don't know if I'm gonna break it up or not. I think I am, because this one gonna be a long one. This is one that I told y'all about my homeless thing in Pennsylvania. So it started here in South Carolina. I ended up in Pennsylvania. Then I came back home to South Carolina when I got pregnant, because I was trying to make it work up there, because I was real angry with my mama or whatever. But the person that I was with, she wasn't trying to hide it. She was trying to keep a hold down. She was trying to keep me down. She was trying to make herself be like elevator boo. I'm just as smart as you. I'm just down on my luck right now, and I'm just trying to get back on my feet. And you were supposed to help me get back on my feet, but that's neither here nor there. Like I always say, just in case she run across this video too, disclaimer: nobody's name is being said unless you dead or you gave me permission to do it, or unless you just really don't know me, but I happen to know you because of the circumstance. Other than that, nobody else's name is getting told. Anyway, let's get on into it. So this was September 2019. I had just lost my apartment on the other side of town, and I was just going through, because it was like I was doing good in 18. Then when 19 came in, I had to move because I was living in a low income apartment, but I was behind on my rent because I never had went to the office and let them know that I wasn't working no more, so they were still making me pay the regular rent. Then when I did go in there and tell them, it took them forever to change it, so I was still having to pay this big rent that I couldn't afford, so it put me behind, right? So when I did get a job again, I was doing overtime so that I could catch up and pay them so I won't get put out. And by me doing that, that made me have to get put out for the rest of the year. At the end of the year, I should say. So December 31st, 2018 is when I found that I had to move out of my apartment. By January 31st, 2019. Yeah, so by like February 2nd or 3rd, I was moved into my new apartment. And that was the last apartment I had. That was my second apartment, but it was the last one that I had. So I was there, and after I moved into that apartment, like 2 or 3 weeks later, I lost my job because I got into it with the manager with her big yellow cell, whatever. And so that put me back behind too, because then I couldn't pay this rent, because now I went from paying low income rent to big boy rent, and I couldn't do it because I didn't have a job. She had fired me, and then I really got depressed and sad and couldn't do nothing. I mean, not couldn't do nothing, couldn't find a job at the time because I didn't really have a car. I was using Uber and all that. I was putting in applications on Indeed and stuff, but wasn't nothing really coming through. I was just going through it. 19 was my year to go through it, right? And then when I got close, I had to go to court and all that, just try to stop eviction. I held that eviction from not March. They started the eviction in like April, May. I was out of that apartment in like July. July 2019, I moved out that apartment. Then I moved back with my mom and stuff. Now, this is another story time. It'll be a little short one. Now, when I left my apartment, I was working at this military base kitchen. And the young lady that was in the kitchen at the time, she helped me move my stuff from my apartment, and then she let me come stay with her. I think I was in there for like 2 or 3 days, something like that. Then I had to leave by Saturday. I think I went to her house on Wednesday or Thursday. By Saturday, I was to my mama's house right here. So how that happened is because I was messing with this dude that I met at my job that I got fired from. And it turned out to be her uncle, and I did not know none of that. Now, I had been messing with this man before I had moved. Because did he come to my house in Green? I think he did. 1 or 2 times he came. Yeah, he came 1 or 2 times at the old house, and then when I moved to the new house, he was coming over there, right? So then when I left the apartment or whatever, and I was going through my little issue, I had heard his voice on the phone, but it didn't click because my mind was somewhere else. I was trying to figure out, like, what am I going to do, how I get myself in this situation, all of that, right? So anyway, that's a whole nother story. It's time. Come to find out, it was her fucking uncle. Now, he had told me about her, but the way he described her, she was a young kid. This girl was in her fucking, almost in her 30s. Like, why are you explaining her to me like that? But now I see, because you trying to get the cakes. And you ain't even have to do all that. Just be upfront with me. Like, I can handle you being more upfront with me than you lying to me. Because when you lie to me, then I don't want to deal with you no more because you a liar. Then it's a turn off. So that's for the next story time. So anyway, after all that happened and I end up back to my mama house, we ain't had no beds or nothing because what my daughter did. I didn't have a bed because all my stuff was in storage and I lost all of that. So I'm in my mama room sleeping on the air mattress doing all this. I'm still trying to work. I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm still trying to work and all this other good stuff. Then I get a little charge and the job I was working at the military base, if it had been like a year old, I would have been safe. Because it was a new charge, they let me go. When it rains, it pours, huh? Because it's raining the fuck outside right now as we speak. So I lose the job. I'm like, what the hell I'm gonna do now? Now I'm sitting up in the house, sad, depressed. I ain't got no car. I'm back to square one. I don't want to ask my mama for nothing because she tripping, she mad. Because I think we had been gone out her house like 2 or 3 years at this point. So she don't get used to, you know, being by herself and all that. Now you got a kid and your adult kid back in the house and whatever. So she was cool for the most part. We just had to get used to being around each other's space again and all that. Now, me and my sister, we do not have a close relationship at all. But as we've gotten older, we've learned to tolerate each other, hear each other out and different things like that. Now we can kind of sit down and have a decent conversation. Because back in the day, baby, I wanted to pew pew in her toe or leg or something just so you could leave me alone to get from by me. But anyway, we here. We grown, we being better people, right? So her and my mama like this. So this particular day, it kind of led up to this. Now, mind you, I ain't got no job or nothing, and I'm out of my money running low. What money I do have from my last check or whatever. So all of this started because of a fight over some laundry soap. If y'all can believe that. Laundry soap. Okay. So I wasn't washing my clothes. My baby was washing my clothes. Because see, what she didn't realize was that I was putting my clothes in the machine, but I was using dish detergent like a fool. Then I stopped doing it because it was making me itch. And then I figured out, well, let me just put a bar of soap in there. Then I had to go think again, oh, I could use the Mexican laundry soap in the bar. Just slide it down, shave it down, and it'll go in the thing. Now they making it slivers. Anyway, so I had washed my stuff with a bar of soap in the machine, and, you know, that's how I was cleaning my clothes. I was not messing with stuff. But my daughter, she's autistic. And when they get used to a certain routine and pattern, it's hard to really change and adjust for them. So I was telling her when she washed her clothes, go ahead, use her detergent, and I'll just pay it back or whatever. She shouldn't trip because it's you her grandchild. Baby, I was wrong. You hear me? That thing went off on me. She got all up in my face. Oh, look, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. So this day, what day was this? Was this Memorial Day? It was somewhere around Memorial Day, because that damn hurricane was down here. And I think we was like, the day she put me out was the day it had started or some shit like that. But it hadn't got real bad yet. But the outside was looking crazy. We was having crazy weather and crazy wind. By that night, the rain finally came and was tearing up everything. We couldn't go outside. We couldn't do nothing, right? So, but before it got to that, I was in my room. I had barbecue, cooked the food, all that. Was laying down on the bed trying to cool out because it was hot in my room. I was just trying to be hot, not depressed. I was like, let me eat and let me go lay down. Here she go. When you get through, I need to talk to you. I'm like, here we go. Now, I woke up out of nap to come in the kitchen. Now you want to talk to me when I eat? No, let's talk now, because I don't want you to ruin my appetite. Never got to eat the food. I'm going to tell you what I did with that shit. I never got to eat the food because I bought the meat and something else, right? So what happened was, after that, she started talking, trying to tell me about using her laundry detergent, this, that, and the third. I don't like you taking my stuff and all that. Now, she ain't gonna remember that she said none of this, because, you know, she claiming she getting older. But, Mama, you got a real good memory. But that's neither here or there. This is my view of it. This is my feelings, and this is my story. I'm sorry if your feelings get hurt because I'm retelling this again, but maybe you'll actually hear me now. So when she came at me telling me something, you using my laundry detergent and this, that, and the third, and I was like, hold on, it's some laundry detergent that I'm using for my kid, and you yelling at me for some detergent? Are you serious? Really? Then she started going on about some other stuff. By that time, I really didn't. I blocked her out because I was like, you really getting on me about some stuff and some laundry detergent and whatever else we was getting on. And I was like, Mama, because see, by this time, she had got off the couch and walked up to me. And I was like, looking down at her like, Mama, you don't back the fuck up. I ain't trying to hurt you, but don't walk up on me like that. Because see, what I was doing was, I was walking away from her as she was talking, because that's my thing. Either I'm going to walk away or I'm going to swing. And that's my mama. I don't want to swing on my mama. So I'm going to walk away, because I know me. It's either going to be them hands or it's going to be my mouth coming, and I'm not trying to go there with you. Don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you. Who the fuck you yelling at, first of all? Because, see, that's what you forget to remember, and most parents do this. When your kid grow up and they're an adult, don't be yelling at them like that. You want them to respect you. You still got to give them respect, and I was due my respect, regardless of what you thought I did. Okay? So then she getting all upset at me. She coming behind me. Follow me to the room. Mama, why is you behind me? You instigating this shit. My sister was on the phone. She got her phone to her head the whole time. My sister egging her the fuck on. Yeah, you better do what I say. You can get the fuck out of here. Man, fuck you in this house. Because I was irritated. By this time, I was already dealing with a lot. I lost my apartment. I ain't got no job. 2 times in the same year, I lost 2 jobs. Now I'm back at your motherfucking house. How the fuck you think I feel? Huh? I'm not happy, but I'm grateful. I was grateful that I was able to come back and that you allowed me to come back, because that's what you always said. But when we came back up in there, Mama, you treated me like shit. You treated me like shit. Even that day that I got sick at work and you had to come get me from the base, here I am, gotta go and get her from fucking things. She don't fucking get sick. So you was gonna let me fucking die from the coconut? You know I'm allergic to coconut. And once I take them pills, I cannot stay at work. I'm too drowsy. I'm ready to go to sleep and I cannot function. So yeah, you had to come get me. I ain't had no car. But that shit hurt, because she was telling that shit to my little cousin that lived here. Yeah, I remember that shit, and that shit hurt. That's why I don't like to ask you for nothing. That's why I wait till the last minute to ask you for anything. And that's why you always think I just come directly to you. Because I hate asking you for stuff, Mama. I hate asking you for anything, because you always got something to say. Or some always a little negative underlining in there. I don't need to hear all that. I need your support, which you do give most of the time. But a lot of your support, it's not benefiting me. You just trying to save face for whatever, and I'm trying to tell you how I'm feeling. Well, don't do this and don't do that and don't do this. Because I made a quick comment to her a couple days ago, last week or something. I'm like, I'm about to cut my hours down at work because my body going through it. But don't quit this job till you have nothing. See, that's that old people mentality. And I get it. Yeah, don't quit a job until the next one. But who said I was quitting? I said I was going to cut my hours down. All you thinking about is, am I going to be able to pay you your money? You don't know what I could be out here doing, selling ass, selling drugs, anything to make sure you get your money. But you more concerned about me keeping a job than my health being. But see, that's why I say I don't say much to her, because see how I'm getting amped in this video? I will get amped in front of her, on her, and I don't want to be doing that. That's why I just rather leave it away. That's what I'm trying to figure out, with y'all help, how I can be a better person and let this shit go. Because when I talk about her and my family, baby, I get amped. Head hurt. I already took a leave before this video because my arm hurt and my head hurt. Talking about this shit. Okay, boom. So as she kept following me in the room, I hit the door, and it's a hole in the door to this day. Boom, back the fuck out. Why you on me? Get up on me. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Okay, I'm out. I started getting my suitcase that we had already packed, because I don't think I was here. I think I was here maybe a week or two before she did that. When I came from the other girl house, Talia was already here with my mama, because I sent my daughter with her. I was staying with the girl so I can get back and forth to the job. What? I'm going. We packing our stuff. We going out. We trying to get out the door and all that shit. And then I told my mom, now my baby didn't get to eat. I didn't get to eat nothing. I took some of that barbecue with me because we was going to a hurricane shelter. And the rest of that shit, I threw it in the garbage when we got outside. You not keeping nothing. You not keeping a dime. Yeah, it was petty as hell, but nigga, you put me out in the middle of a storm with my autistic child, and when I tell you the shit that did to my child having to be in that fucking shelter thing, because we were sleeping on the air mattress and all that. I'm thankful we had it, but I had to sleep with my baby. I had a big queen size air mattress. That's the only thing that saved us. Then I had a whole bunch of blankets I would put at the bottom so that as it will go down in air, because it's two big bodies on it, we would have some cushion underneath it. And we stayed in that shelter for like a week. My friend came back and got me, took me to my little cousin's house that's here. She was staying out further away from us at the time, and she was staying in Monk's Corner, and I stayed to her house an additional 3 days before I had to wait for my train ticket to for my train. And then that same friend that came and got me from my mama's house took me to the homeless shelter with a hurricane shelter. She took me to my cousin's house, and she came back and got me. No, she didn't take me to my cousin's house. She took me where my cousin could meet. But then, and then she came back and got me and took me to the train station that night. That was the last time I seen her until I came back. And then she was pregnant a year behind me. Anyway, Chelsea, you my dog. I know we don't talk no more, but if you ever happen to see this, thank you. You was true. You was a real one. I love you for that. So she was doing her thing, helping me back and forth. I get to the train thing. Now, mind you, my mama ain't know where I was going, none of that, because she didn't give a fuck. She didn't give a fuck. She didn't try to call me. And if she did try to call me, it didn't matter, because I had blocked her number by the time I had left out the house. I didn't talk to her again until 2020 sometime, and that was only around her birthday when I came back to to South Carolina. So, no, Pennsylvania. So I'm going up to Pennsylvania or whatever, and with this lady that I met her through a tree man. I met her through a tree man. That's how I met her, and it took us a minute to build our relationship, because when I would go to get the tree, she would be there. And I didn't know at the time she was his girlfriend or whatever, because I ain't caring none of that. All I wanted was a tree. We talked, we kicked the bobos for a few minutes while he making my thing, and I'm gone. Never paid her no mind. But then as I kept going and I kept seeing her, she started talking to me. Then one day she had got my little package, and that's how I found out who she was and what it was and all this and stuff like that. Then he ended up moving with her. So then I found out she did hair through him. That's how I really got into it with her. She do hair, so she was braiding my hair, because I didn't want to curl my hair. Talia had locks at the time, and I can only do so much, and she would keep my baby hair decent, because I'm like, I could look fucked up, but my baby got to get her hair done. So Talia was going to get her hair done like every month, every 2 weeks to every month. Every 3 weeks to every month to get her hair done, because I made sure her hair stayed cute. I don't care if she ain't in school or not. My baby gonna look great when she go outside, because she don't know how to do her hair. So anyway, we doing hair, we getting to know her better. She got 3 kids. Well, she got 3 boys at this time. This is all I knew. And she had a set of twins and this other little boy that was the same age as Talia. Then as time goes on, I found out she had like 2 or 3 more sons and a child that had passed away. So how she ended up in Pennsylvania, because she was here, even though she's not from here. She's from Detroit. But she ended up here via her mama or whatever, okay? So her oldest son, grown man, oldest son, He had some chaos here with some big players, if y'all catch my drift. To the point that he rolled somebody out. He unalived somebody. Some big dog unalived somebody. That got big moves in this here street. Now, if she see this video and you see it, I'm only telling the information that you told me. So if this information coming out wrong, it's your fault, okay? And like I said, I ain't using nobody's name because I don't even know your son's name. But I remember them nicknames you told me, but I ain't saying none of that shit. But anyway, he unalived some big dog player, and they was gunning for this food, right? So you know when you into stuff like that, that's why they like keeping their family low key and all that. Cause when anything go left like that, they coming for you. Boo boo. When I say the popo, she said a popo showed up to her house and they told her you have to leave now. She couldn't leave with nothing on her bag. She couldn't get her purse or nothing. She couldn't even go upstairs and grab a tissue to wipe her ass. That's how serious the situation was. 30 minutes after they crossed South Carolina state lines to get her to where she needed to be safe, they shot up her house. So that lets you know right there that was for real, because we went back over there. Like when we came, we was trying to move back. We was just on some fuck type shit. We was trying to figure out if we was gonna stay up there or come back here, and she was trying to kind of so what follow me because I was all out of order in this place because I'm homeless and I'm in another state instead of homeless in the state I'm in, and it was, my mind was everywhere, thoughts everywhere, didn't know what to do, everything was everywhere. So we come back down here to South Carolina like some geek up dummies to turn around in 2 weeks and go right the fuck back because we ain't had shit down here. Ain't nobody had no money, ain't nobody had no pool, and I wasn't about that life. I'm a play gangster, or I won't even say a play gangster. I just play like I play and be in the streets. I don't be in these streets like that. I read about this shit and be on the news and in the chat rooms and shit, but I ain't, what? I'm fat for a reason because I don't have no holes in my body. The fuck? So, she up there. This car about to hit me. Ooh, that water ain't that deep right there. Anyway, she up there, and then I sent her an apology text because before, like a week or two before, she had gave me this car rate, and then the car was supposed to be switched over into my name, and it never happened. Then I got pulled over. That's how I got the charge and lost the job at the military thing, because when I got pulled over, I had the tree with me. So that's how I got the charge, and they didn't take the car because, see, I was smart enough to drive the car to her house, and I left it in front of her door because I had left my baby home to come get some tree, come over there, put one in the air with her, and I was going to go back home. That didn't happen. End up in jail 24 hours and come back home to the next night, midnight. This how you know when people ain't your friends or whatever, because this motherfucker knew I was getting out, and they left me in there, up there in that jail. Well, I had got out like, it was daylight outside when I got out. It was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon when I got out. I did not get home till midnight. And it was only a 20-minute ride from where I was at to her house to get my baby and get my so-called car. All that happened, so then she ended up taking the car back. She's like, no, you gotta let the car sit here because it got a drug charge on it and all this, whatever. What that matter? Let me drive the car out. Anyway. But see, what it was is she wanted me to be her chauffeur and drive her around and do this and all that. And I would have been that on some level because I like to help people. But bitch, you not finna run me in this little ass car. Anyway, so she took the car back. I'm back on the bus. I'm back walking. It ain't make me no different because I only had the car 2 or 3 weeks. Not long. I had it like a month. So she take the car back. It's good. I was hurt. That's what I'm saying. Everything that was happening this year, this was a crazy ass year. It was like a movie. It was like one thing after another kept happening in this year. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and keep going and see how long my phone will take. If it cut off, then I'll make another video for part 2. And after she took the car, I'm back walking. I ain't got no job. I'm getting close to getting evicted out this apartment. The eviction day finally fucking comes, okay? They sent me a note on there. I got to be out by a certain time, and that's when I got the girl to help me put my stuff in storage. My mama came and got my baby. My stuff went to storage, and I went to her house, and Then the weekend I end up here. Then she put me out. Now I'm on my way to Pennsylvania, okay? Okay, I hope that ain't too crazy and all over the board. Hope y'all kind of keeping up with me. So now I'm in Pennsylvania with her. We trying to live a life and all this. She talking big dog stuff like she got this big old apartment and she doing this and she doing that. Yeah, girl, we up here, we living our best life and all this and that. Girl, it was a 2-bedroom fucking apartment on the back of a house. You know, a 2-flat building with an upstairs and a downstairs. It was an upstairs and a downstairs. Then on the back of this building, house or whatever, because see, I think it was a house, but he split it. So yep, that's what it was. It was a house and he split it. He cut the upstairs off because the lady that lived on the first floor, she couldn't walk, so the whole first floor was hers. Then he took the upstairs part of the house and converted it into 2 apartments. One was a white guy that had a 1-bedroom apartment and the other one was a 2-bedroom that we was in. Now I'm finna fuck y'all head up. I understand now how Mexicans, and this is nothing racial, I ain't trying to be mean or nothing, but I understand now how you Mexicans or big families can live in a house with an ass of people and y'all can keep the bitch clean and all that. I'll give her that. So it's 3 boys, my daughter, 2 adults, okay, for about a month. Then some type of family friend of hers, he come with his snoring ass, sleeping on the couch next to my baby. Now, that freaked me out real bad, I ain't gonna lie, because you know niggas do shit in the dark and all that. But one good thing about this small ass apartment, you can hear, and I can hear very well. So a lot of times at night I didn't sleep because I was looking out for my baby. I was listening for noises, refrigerator snoring, feet on the floor, all that. I did not really get to sleep until them kids woke up for school. When they left for school, that's when I slept the most, was when everybody was going to school. So it's all 7 of us in this apartment and everything, and we trying to live our best life. We was doing this shit for 6 months. I was using my little food stamps till they ran out. I was still getting my Social Security. I was taking care of my baby. I was Ubering this and Ubering that, and see, she didn't like that because yeah, she showed me how to go to food banks and all that, and I've done that before. But shit, when I say this motherfucker took that shit to another level, she took that shit to another motherfucking level. We was at food banks every week, 2 and 3 of them. She getting food stamps and all that, and she getting her son's SSI. Now, this could be just me. She claims she had all this money from when her children's father died and all that. I can't tell. Even if you spent all this money on a funeral and all that, even if you save some of this money, it will tell somewhere you ain't got no money. You did not have no money. Because if that was the case, why was you so gung-ho on getting money from these other little programs to help you pay rent if you had the money? So you either fucked the money off or you was just plain lying. I don't know which one, and at this point I really don't care, because all the stuff that kept coming up and kept coming out, that's what made me ultimately leave from Pennsylvania, because you stopped paying bills, she stopped paying bills. She took her rent that she's supposed to pay for Christmas and bought these kids laptops that was broken a week. No, not all the gifts and toys from the church. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because my baby got the same shit, gifts and toys and stuff from the church. I ain't tripping on none of that. But ma'am, you got people living with you, and we depending on you to at least keep the rent paid, and we can kind of handle all the other stuff. You know, because, you know, I was giving her money for the cable bill and light bill. Girl, the cable bill kept getting cut off. What the fuck? And that last time that cable bill got cut off, that was it for me right there. And it was right around Christmas, like right after Christmas or something, going into January, right before Kobe Bryant got killed. That's when the internet had went out. I was like, when January, I was like, I'm telling everybody I knew down here, I'm coming home. Fuck that, I gotta get the fuck from in here. I was trying to come back home and stay with people that was here so I can at least get around and get to a job. None of that was working. So when I was like, fuck it, when February 1st come, I'm just gonna take my whole check and what I got from January, and I'm gonna just rent me me and my baby a car. I was gonna rent us a car, and we was gonna be out. I was just gonna drive back. We was gonna be hungry asses, because I would have went somewhere and started stealing some food or something from somewhere, made sandwiches, got Kool-Aid drinks and all that. We was just gonna be out there. We was gonna drive our ass back. She ain't want that. Baby, when she realized that I was for real about packing and leaving, because she saw me putting that shit in garbage bag, why she try to pack her whole house in one day? Bitch, My shit been packed since December in this closet. Ma'am, I only got 6 bags of items because we done lost half our shit again in fucking South Carolina dealing with your ass. My coat, my baby clothes, school supplies, all type of shit we lost. Your kid clothes, food, all type of shit. So she did the shit again. She up, left, girl, snatching down beds, putting beds on the truck and shit. We got our kids in the back of the truck. They laid up on top of the mattress and shit. I'm driving. I'm pregnant. She can't drive. Girl, we going our way back to the thing. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you gonna do. All that. Because what it was that I had applied for my taxes. So I was kind of hoping my taxes would go ahead and hit, then that way I could have got us a little studio apartment or anything, 1 bedroom, whatever. I was gonna get something to get us on our way, because I know my taxes should have been like $4,000 or $5,000, which ain't a lot, but it would have been enough for me to move and get a place. Boy, when I tell you God got you all the time, and you, even though you don't see it, he had me. Because see, he started having me have dreams, and that was another reason why I was ready to get up out of there. I started having dreams about people coming in, kicking the doors down. I was always scared that people was gonna come put us out because we ain't paying no rent. We was always hiding from Rent-A-Center because she had them people couch and something else she got from them in the bed or something. They wanted their stuff back or they wanted the money. Baby got me lying. I don't live here, which I didn't. I'm homeless. I'm just visiting from Chicago. Use my favorite line. I don't know nothing about none of this. And that was them. When I realized she wasn't going to pay that bill, I got to go. Because, boo, who finna be outside? We already in the winter, and it ain't going to get warm up here till almost like April, May. Because it still be cold up there. They don't really get fully hot till like June. Who? I'm not about to be outside with you and my kid, and I'm pregnant. And my what's it called? My pregnancy, but my morning sickness was real bad. Like my first 2 months, that's why I ended up losing the job that I had up there. Because I couldn't handle the morning sickness. I have to get past that 4th month. Once I make it past that 4th month, which was around February, I was fine. I was fine, baby. When I got back, I got my old job back at Subway and was killing their ass, okay? You hear me? Now, how I got to that point was when we moved back down here, she lied and said she had this money to get us in this trailer, right? She ain't had no money. We was in that bitch on the wing and a prayer, and I'm like, I can't do this again. I can't do this again. I mean, I thank her for her skills and all that to a certain, no, I don't. Let me take that back. Let me stop lying. I don't. I think what I do thank her for is allowing me and my child to come. I appreciate her for that, because at least she had that much compassion in her heart about me and my kids. So I thank her for that. But all the other shit you sent me through, living with your kids stink, and doing all type of shit, that shit wasn't cool, and it wasn't right. Now, she had an autistic son out of the set of twins. He was smart, but he was lazy. And she didn't make him do nothing. You hear what I'm saying? So when we would go grocery shopping, he want to eat everything in the same day. He wants to sit in the floor in the kitchen and eat all the snacks and shit. No, why would you let him do that? You got 2-3 other kids in the house that want to eat some stuff too. So after months and months of her not hearing me or hearing me but didn't giving a fuck, I had to start hiding food in the closet. So I had got a container and told Talia, this container right here, it gonna have clothes on top, but all your food and snacks is at the bottom. Girl, we had cereal, she had cans of applesauce, fruit snacks, pudding cups, all whatever my baby wanted or I knew she liked, it was in that box. Food that I put in the refrigerator for her, I had to hide it to the back and sit stuff in front of it because they ain't gonna move it and they ain't gonna look. They're gonna go to the bottom with everything else. So I was hiding shit at the top and the back. Why I got to hide food? I hated hiding food. Like, what? You should be respectable enough to not touch my food or anybody else's food. But she did not give him that. No, but she always wanted to be in them other 2 ass about this one. No, that's not fair, because you misusing your sons. Yeah, I know they came through for you when you was sick, but boo, you ain't sick no more. Anyway, when I got tired of that, I was hiding food and shit. Hiding food. Got tired of that. And when she realized that, you got food in the closet, yeah, because your kids eat up everything. But Anyway, she ain't make no big deal of it. I'm glad, because, boo, I'm going to make sure my kid eat. You make sure yours eat. And I got the only girl up in here. We in the house full of boys. Even this nephew cousin of yours is a nigga. So it's 3 girls against 4 boys. Who you think I'm going to feed is my child? So I used to ask her, why you don't buy your kids McDonald's and Pizza Hut and all that shit like that? Because I got too many kids. A lie. Because if you got money for this, you got money for takeout. Boo. Because if I was paying for this and takeout, why you can't do it? And I was doing it for all the kids in the house. And because you know, when you get your check once a month and your food stamps, that's when you go big and you eat the best meal or whatever. So that was my thing. I would always make them tacos, because they was like, oh, we like when you make tacos. So I would always make tacos at the beginning of the month, and they would get like either some type of pizza, fast food, Subway, whatever. I was getting it because that's the only time they was getting the fucking food. So what, you got too many kids? Take them to McDonald's and get something off the 99-cent menu. They can get a burger and a fry, drink some water, or drink some Kool-Aid to the house. We had an ass of them shits in the house from the fucking food banks or whatever, but okay. That was her answer for that. But you got money to go get your lashes done, your nails done, and get your, well, she braided her own hair, so she ain't have to worry about that. And you got money for this and that girl. But you ain't got money to treat your kids. A lie. A lie. A lie. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I did mess with the girl a little bit. Just a little bit. That's how I got hooked with her. Just a little bit. Because she showed me how to put it on her. And that was it. Other than that, I didn't mess with nothing else. And when you to come down from that girl, I don't like that shit. That shit crazy. That's why y'all mess with that stuff? Then y'all turn it into crack. I'm good. I'm gonna stay to the green man. Yeah, I'm gonna stay to the green man. But anyway, that's how it was. So when she couldn't get that, oh baby, she was not cool. She was, I gotta get it. I gotta call somebody. And I'm sitting there looking at her like, all I need is a blunt, because I was pregnant. So I really wasn't smoking a lot. I would just take enough hits so that it could drown out the morning sickness and I can be able to eat, because that's how bad the morning sickness was. I couldn't even eat. So I was taking enough hits so that it would calm me down, calm her down a little bit, because I wasn't eating and she was hungry. So it would calm her down a little bit, and then I would be able to eat. And once I started eating, oh, this thing started moving. She started kicking, all type of stuff. So that's how I knew she was all right. So I basically did that my whole pregnancy. Took a couple puffs and I was gone. Had to do that like two or three times a day. Whenever I eat a big meal, I would make sure I had to do that so I could eat properly. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't eat. I would nibble at it and then I won't want it no more. So that was my thing. That's how I made it through my second pregnancy. Because that first pregnancy, it damn near killed me. And I was like, Lord, I cannot do this more. The sickness, the whole pregnancy again. I still dealt with it, but it wasn't as bad. I wasn't nauseous the whole time as bad and all that. Anyway. So she we buying pizza and stuff. She didn't want to buy none of that. Okay, so I stopped buying it. Okay, so I got even better, and she did not like this. I started taking my baby outside to eat, because it's a 2-bedroom apartment. Where the hell we gonna go at to eat? Everybody in a room. The boys' room, I'm definitely not going in there, because that motherfucker you could smell from the front door, because they just funky, because they boys. Our room was kind of stinky, because she kept their clothes in our room, at the foot of her bed. Like, okay, anyway. So where else was I supposed to go? In the living room? Can't go in the kitchen, because somebody was in every room. The Tavon was either in the room or outside smoking weed, and he was 13, but we'll get to that. So then it was, what's his name? Damn, I said his name, my bad. Hopefully I won't say it again. Hopefully they won't see it. But anyway, the other little brother, one of them will be in the kitchen. Somebody might be in the room doing homework on the computer or whatever. So where was she supposed to eat this food at? Because she already sleep on the littlest couch in the house, and my baby tall. Y'all will see her soon enough. I mean, y'all might have seen in some of the clips, but my baby tall. So where her big 13-year-old body gonna fit at on Anyway, so I started taking her out. We started going to McDonald's. We started going to Chipotle. I was still taking her to all the places that we was eating down here in South Carolina. I was finding stuff that was close to the house up there. I was taking her to McDonald's, Wendy's, Subway, all that. you know, at the beginning of the month, we was getting in an Uber. We was gone for the day because we was tired of being locked up in the house. You couldn't go nowhere. The furthest you can go is outside, and it was cold, and I can only be out there for so long because I'm anemic, and once I finish smoking, I'm going back in the house. I want some heat. So I got tired of that, and that it started weighing on me more and more, and as I was getting pregnant, I was like, I can't stay here because I started thinking, I'm about to get bigger. I'm sleeping in the bed with her. Not like that because it was a 2-bedroom apartment. Where else I was going to sleep at? Because the air mattress, her son busted. So I ended up having to go in the bed with her, which I was pissed. Thank God I was small. I didn't start really getting big until I came back here, thank God. So I was still able to sleep in the bed with her, and we kind of had somewhat of enough space. But that shit, and I ain't never did no shit like that, sleeping with nobody in the bed. I don't even let my kids sleep with me like that unless they sick. And if they real sick, like throwing up and shitting kind of sick, you about to lay on the floor on top of these towels on this pallet close to my bed so I can get to you, but you're not sleeping in my bed. So once we get past all of that, she mad, she pissed. I stopped giving her money because when I realized she wasn't paying the cable bill and stuff right, oh, ain't no more money. Oh, you took your whole December rent and paid for their Christmas? I'm not giving you a motherfucking dime. That's why I had money to get back to South Carolina, because when January 5th came in, I told her, I'm not giving you no money. I think I gave her maybe $50 or $100, and that was only to contribute to the household supplies, tissues, paper towels, shit like that, because they wasn't even buying paper towels no more. We're going to buy paper towels because we are human beings in this motherfucker. And that's what my mama raised me as, and that's what I'm used to, paper towels in my house. So that's what that money went for. And I went and bought that because I was not giving you the $100 just to, no, I'm going to go buy this shit myself, and I'll bring this shit to the house. And that's what I did. After that, I ain't giving her no money because I was coming back. I had to keep my money to make sure I could eat because I was eating, because I was pregnant. My appetite had started picking up by this time, so I was eating. And then I had to make sure I had enough money to put with what was coming for February check so I can get back. Gas money, eat money, all that, right? And she ain't like that. And that's when she decided, oh yeah, I'm gonna go too. At first she was like, no, we gonna stay here, we'll see y'all later, we wish y'all well. But then all of a sudden, like the 2 or 3 days before it was time to go, she made up her mind that she wanted to go too. Because see, remember, she thought I was getting them taxes. And them taxes, boo-boo, February, I filed for them in January. And when as soon as it was able for them to go in, the lady sent my taxes in, but I didn't get the money because they was going to end up holding the check for something. The pandemic happened and all type of shit happened. So I never got that check until like October. I got that check like right at the end of October, beginning of November, right when I was about to move back into my mama's house. That's how when I moved back home, I was able to buy a TV. Because I had got that, finally got my little $4,000 something check, because they took like $600 for something for the state. Anyway, I finally got my little $4,000 something check, so that's how I was able to do that. Get my baby playpen, buy all my baby stuff, bought Talia some shoes, clothes and stuff, because we was lacking on everything. Do you hear me? I'm wearing clothes from people up there. Now, I know this might be a little off subject, but and then again, it's not. You got money to spend on this, girl, lashes, nails, okay? But you can't go buy yourself new underwear and shit from like Walmart and stuff like that. And she never bought used panties from the thrift store, but her clothes and shoes and shit she did, which still ain't nothing wrong with it. But you don't even think you worthy of a pair of brand new shoes that nobody ever wore, a brand new coat that nobody else ever wore. No, she want that cheap shit. People like that. And when I saw that right there made me like, now I know you say you was raised Jehovah's Witnesses and all that, and I know how they can be. They can take all the money and the kids and them can look poor, long as that community and that church looking good. Okay, so you got some of the characteristics, but I ain't know, cause some of the stuff she told me about her being in a Jehovah's Witness, I believe, and some of the stuff I don't. You know, because it's like, no. But like I said, I've never been into that mentality, because I think of Jehovah's Witness as a cult. And I had asked her this question, and she said, well, how can I think of something as a cult? And I grew up in it, and I get that. Just like for me, they would probably I could call me going to Baptist church being a cult. And she don't understand it, because we do things different from what the Jehovah's do. Get it, totally get it. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. But she was a cheap motherfucker. But you buying this, and girl, and Anyway, so we made it back. I didn't get the check to the end of the year, so we moved into this trailer because we getting close to the end of this story, I think. Yeah. So we moved into this trailer down here. Now she lied about she had this money and I could put down this and I'll have it in the so many days. We ain't have. I think I had like $200 on me, and she barely if had that. She was waiting on that boy check to come. That's what it was. See, one of her sons got a check every month, like I did from SSI, because his parent died. So he was getting that benefit check every month. It was coming to her because he was too young to receive it. He was young. So that's what she was living on. Why she trying to say she had all this money, but from what I was seeing, that's all I saw was that check coming in, and if she decided to work. If she wasn't getting money from all these so-called niggas that she had in her phone. Hey, that's not none of my business, but I knew it was my business to get the fuck from by her, okay? Because shit just started going more left, more crazy and all that. So we moved into this trailer, 2-bedroom trailer. The doors don't fit on the rooms. Bathroom ain't got no door. The air conditioning barely working in this motherfucker. And I'm starting to get bigger, okay? She inviting all her friends over from back in the day, and I knew her from this and that, and see, I don't like stuff like that. I mean, yeah, but I just don't like stuff like that. Don't be bringing nobody around me that I don't know, and then I'm pregnant. I don't know what y'all gonna do, and my defenses is down because my belly is starting to get bigger. So anyway, I'm like praying to God, like, Lord, we gotta get out of here. We gotta take a shower in this bathroom. We gotta use this bathroom with no thing. So every time my daughter had to go to the bathroom, I had to tell her, you have to let me know when you go into this bathroom so I can stand at the door so she can use this bathroom in peace. For her to shit, I stood at the door. For her to pee, I stood at the door. And I was like, Lord, my baby's cycle coming. Because by this time she's 13, she's full-fledged. No, by this time she done made 14. Because I was sick as a dog. But I got up and took my baby to her birthday breakfast. We had the best day for her 14th day. Yes, the fuck we did. I was sick as a dog, but I went. So her period coming. Lord, what am I going to do? I got to get my baby up out of here. Lord, please make a way for me to get up out of here. I got to get my baby out of here. My baby can't be on her period up in here with these boys and they home every day. I can't do this. My baby, no. She might mess up her clothes. I don't need nobody making fun of her. None of that. So the girl from Subway, the manager from Subway, who was my friend, so-called friend, at the time, she knew a boy. She knows this guy, and you know he do all this type of fraud stuff on the computer. You can get in there and out. He did that for me so I can get into this apartment. We ain't had nothing. That's how I end up with the blow-up bed. My baby had one and I had one. We got another one. We ain't had nothing. Do you know about 3 or 4 days after we moved in this apartment, she started her period? When I say God got my back, and he answered my prayers, and she always would tell me that, you a strong prayer, Nikki, you a strong prayer, because God always answers your prayers. And she right too. Most of what I ask for and pray for, he do give it to me. It be me that be slowing me down. Now, I probably could be further along in my YouTube journey had I listened to him 2 years ago and did it when I was nervous. I ain't gonna talk to nobody. The tooth is toofing. But hey, I'm here now. Once I'm committed, I'm committed. So I'm here now. My baby started her thing. I was so happy we was not in that room no more. And we, like I said, we still ain't had no thing or whatever. So I'm blowing up. I got all the blankets. I'm like, I need all blankets from everywhere. I'm going to the thrift store getting blankets and putting it on the floor for my baby so she could have a cushion under her air mattress, because her air mattress had a small hole in it. We couldn't find it, but we knew it was there because by the time she wake up in the morning, she on the floor. But at least when she wake up on the floor, at least she got some cushion underneath her. So we was in that apartment for 2 weeks, and then we moved into the hotel. And that was March. We stayed in that hotel from March, the 1st of March, until October, November of 20. And then we've been with my mom ever since. That's my story of homelessness in a hurricane. I cannot remember the name of that hurricane, but I don't ever want to see him no again. I don't ever want to hear that name again. I want to say Ian or something. It might not have been Ian. It was probably a crazy name, but whatever that hurricane was, September 19, I don't want to be outside no more hurricanes, because people was dying, wind was blowing, trees was treeing. I don't want to do it no more. So now I'm here, South Carolina, and I'm on the move again. I got myself to a position now. I want to start looking for me a place to live. You know, I was trying to stick around because my mama getting old and all that. She like, girl, nah, go live your life. I know you want your own place and all that. And I do. I want my own place. My kids need it. Because that short person, she getting bigger. Even though she might not ever sleep in her own room, I mean her own bed for right away, at least she'll have her own room that I could go put her in that bed when I don't want her in the room. You know, I got a break. Go in your room, go play in your toys or whatever, you know. So that's the journey I'm on right now. We trying to get ourselves back because I owe that to my daughter. She deserves her room again. She hasn't had a room since we moved from that last apartment in 2019. And I can't wait because when I get to do her room, I'm going to go do a whole little video vlog on that one. When I do that room, baby, I'm gonna go all out. Dresser, TV, bed. I make her feel like she in a hotel when she go in her room. Cause she deserves it. She has not had a room in the last 5 years or more. Cause she'll be 18 this year, and I think when we moved out of that apartment in 2019, she was just about to be 14 that year, so she was 13. So yeah, it's been about 5 years or so. She'll be 18 this year. So that's my plans. That's my story. Oh no, wait, before I go, the little boy, I had said his name. Anyway, he 13 and smoking weed, girl. Yeah, so when we in the room smoking, he right there with us. Pass and pull. Pass and pull. Pass and... I'm telling you. And then she tried to explain to me why he's smoking. He was going to do it anyway. He was going to sneak off and do it. She got a point. And everything. And he kind of kept it under wraps, but a lot of people felt like he shouldn't have been smoking, and I felt that way too. I'm sorry. I'd rather him go smoke cigarettes than to smoke the weed. And that ain't no better either, but that's more... No. He's still growing. His brain's still functioning. The boy was fucking up in school. He won't hop on girls and stuff like that. He won't have little girlfriends, and he out here smoking weed and shit like he's super grown. It was just, to me, it was just the wrong thing. And you know, once you start a habit, it's hard to stop it. And she used to crack me up. You got some money? You got $10 or something? We could run down the hill, literally, and go and get so-and-so for him. Cause he even to the point he went and made friends with the tree man his damn self. Cause he was like, fuck that. Well, he met the tree man and he introduced him to his mom, and then they introduced him to me. So between the three of us, he was always able to get some tree. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I did get him some a couple of times because he paid me. The fuck? I mean, I ain't gonna pass on my money. You gonna give me my money? I'll give it to you. And then he got smart one day. He got real smart. So he gave me $20 and something else. He gave me $20 and something. No, he gave me $40. He said, "Can you go get some tree?" I was like, yeah. He was like, "But it's gonna be for you." I was like, what? He was like, "But it's gonna be for you." But when I came back, I was like, ain't no way he about to give me this $40 a tree. And he damn near did. He gave me damn near all of it. But it didn't make no sense because he was still smoking it with me. So he was still smoking it. So that's what I say. He gave it to me, but he didn't really give it to me. But yeah, that little boy was smoking. Okay? Right with his mama too. And I was like, what can I say? That ain't my child. Because Talia, no, don't be in my room. She don't even like the smell of it. Kaya, she wanted to be up under me, and I know she used to it because I was smoking it when I was pregnant with her, and she been smelling it her whole life because I ain't never stopped. So yeah, that's what that was. But I was happy to get away. This is my last part, and then I'm gonna go. So after I came back, we was back maybe a month, March, April, May. Yeah, no, we was back a good little minute because by the time May come, I'm well into living into this into this hotel because we grocery shopping this day. We got up, we called Uber, went to the Walmart, went shopping and stuff. And when we come back, I don't know, the church we used to go to up there, they was having a live, so it was Sunday. So they was having a live, right? So I clicked on it because I was like, I had liked the little church when I was up there. They was cool. They had a nice little Thanksgiving dinner, little Christmas activities and stuff for the kids. It was cool. They was nice. They welcomed us in. They gave us clothes and coats and all type of stuff. Told us what the little programs and stuff was at. They was real cool. They was a cool little church. They was a little beginner church, but they was cool. I had liked them. I was just pregnant and sick, and they didn't know. They didn't understand why I was so stoic and standoffish because I was pregnant and I wasn't telling nobody, and it wasn't none of y'all business, okay? Because I was at the very beginning of my pregnancy at that church. Anyway, so I had clicked on the live because I was like, I ain't seen the little pastor. I can't even remember her name. I ain't seen this little pastor in a minute. Let me check in and see what they doing, see who up in there. And lo and behold, who on the live too? Her. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. We coming home. So what you come down here for? You was following me because you thought you was going to get my freaking taxes. Boo-boo, God played that so good, I didn't get them taxes myself. You know how many times I had to call them people to get that check? They wrote that check 2 or 3 times. You know what they was doing? They was sending the damn check to a whole nother city because my address is the same address in another city like 30 minutes from here. So they kept forgetting to put the number 79 on my thing so that it would come here. So if you don't put the 79 on there, it's going to go directly to out there. And that's what it was doing, because the same thing happened when I got the insurance check. The insurance check goes, I'm like, where's my check at? It's going out there. Like, yo. But y'all been in y'all jobs 20, 30 times. Okay. So, once I got the check, once I was on the live and saw her on it, I said, oh, so you going back? You come down here because you thought you was going to really get my check. Girl, God, I ain't even got the check, and I was laughing at the thing like, and I still ain't got the check. Yelling at the phone. I told today, I was like, girl, come look at this. And so I said, look, here. You see her name? I said, look, she right there. Girl, they going back. So they probably still up there now. And I hope they doing well. I wish them the best, but I ain't for you and you ain't for me. No, ma'am. She was a Sagittarius too. Our birthday was like a week apart or something like that. I ain't for you, you ain't for me. No, ma'am. You too controlling. I don't need a mama. I got one. Barely want her ass sometime. So why would I let you control me? I'm not that white girl, Becky, or whoever you beat up at your house or whatever you claim happened. I ain't her. Now, I ain't got them hands like that. But you gonna know I was up in this motherfucking fight. But I ain't even about to go there with you. That's why when she told me how she did to that girl because that girl didn't pay her or something, no, I wasn't even trying to find out nothing. And then come to find out you was part of the problem too, because you ain't paying bills. You don't like to pay bills neither. And you ain't got that big game money like you claim you had. You ain't got that money no more, because if you did, why you living up off of this money? But okay. Anyway, and maybe, like I say, maybe things changed when she had to leave SC to go up to PA. But hey, I don't know. I'm just assumptions and what she told me, you know. But I think that's all with this here story. Yeah, because I don't want to talk about that no more. If I remember something else, we'll put it in another story time. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for spending some time with me. This thing long. And I'm not editing one bit. I'm going to load this thing right up. Being homeless in the hurricane, but we on our way. We out that hurricane. We on our way to brighter days and better skies. And I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.